Do you want to stay up to date with the messiest drama on the internet? Or what about those crazy viral challenges? Then be sure to tune in to TMZ Verified, the podcast. I'm Wild.
I'm Steph.
And each week we're either breaking down the spicy viral stories or we're hanging out with the most popular influencers around. Tana Mojo is in the building.
I don't even know if they're hating. They're probably just telling the truth, but we love the haters too.
Sophia Franklin.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk, but let's be real with each other, you know?
Bryce Hall is here, y'all. Make some noise, people.
I'm single, by the way.
Right.
So if you like viral drama, influencer culture, and just overall hot messiness, check out new episodes of TMZ Verified every Thursday right here on Spotify.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, this news had came out, what was it, yesterday or the night before yesterday, but they were trying to say that Jeffree Star and Kanye West got together, or not got together, but they were, Jeffree Star is what led to Kanye West and Kim Kardashian getting a divorce. Now, yeah, for those that don't know, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, they are getting a divorce. But it has nothing to do with Jeffree Star. So pretty much I'm just going to be going in order of what had happened, from the first part all the way to the last. So let's go back, maybe, it was last year, and wait for this car to drive out of the neighborhood because they feel like they need to rev up their engine. I wish loud cars, people push their car down the street, then start up their car. But it seems like everybody in my neighborhood always wants to be loud, sit there for 5 minutes, just letting their car just run and just, I'm like, bro, go take that somewhere else. Somebody ain't trying to hear all that. Nobody cares. But anyways, so last year, Kanye, he goes on this crazy rant on Twitter. He was making some, and he's done this before, so that's why it doesn't really surprise me. It didn't surprise me when he was doing this. Some of the things that he was saying, I was all like, oh wow, that is crazy. But it didn't surprise me that he was going on this crazy rant on Twitter. So, and I think it might have a lot to do with this pandemic, because I know a lot of people, they were going crazy and losing their minds and stuff, because of them having to be quarantined and being inside, and they can't really go out and do nothing. So they're like, oh, I gotta, go crazy and stuff. So, but Kanye, I think it's always been in him. I think it has, I think the pandemic influenced, or just made his, rant on Twitter just a little bit more crazy and stuff. But I think it's always been in him even before the pandemic, where he's, will lose it and go off on some people and stuff. Because if you look throughout his career, this ain't his not outbreaks. Would it be considered an outbreak? I feel like outbreak is you will call a virus an outbreak, but an outburst. He's had outbursts before. But it just seemed like that last one that he had on Twitter last year, that was just the final nail in the coffin for Kim Kardashian. But Kim Kardashian, no, that's one thing about her, is that she is a trooper. She is a trooper. She spent all this time with Kanye, had kids with him. She's been through some stuff, and I think that they will be cool with each other, but they just need time apart. And I think that this divorce might help it. I don't know. I don't really know the extent of it, because I know they did. I did hear somewhere that they are living in separate houses and stuff. So they're they just haven't really been seeing each other, and most likely they're just I don't think will be best if we're still married. So I don't know, because I know Kanye, when he went on that Twitter rant, he did say that he's been trying to divorce Kim. And so, yeah, it might have been something that's been building up for some time now. I don't know. But overall, I think that's what led to, them actually going through with it, was this last year when Kanye was saying all those things on Twitter. So anyways, fast forward to now, they're getting a divorce. And yeah, it doesn't seem like, and that's the thing. I'm all like, I don't know for sure. It could just be a rumor just being started and they're just, working things out. But I don't know. Like, it could be them getting a divorce because it just, I don't think they hadn't came out and said anything. Plus, I know, I think it was TMZ, they talked on that, saying that Kim Kardashian, if you go through her photos, she hasn't been wearing her wedding ring. So, yeah, it's like, I honestly do believe that that rant, it just really pushed Kim into a position in life where it was like, yo, people was like pointing and laughing, like, haha, like Kanye said this stuff about you on Twitter. And that's messed up. Like, that really is messed up. And that's messed up on Kanye's part. Like, I understand Kanye is dealing with some stuff. Like, that's one thing for sure that we would have to recognize, that he is dealing with some stuff. And at first, to me, like, talking on it, or just overall, like, yeah, just talking on it, it did seem funny. Like, it seemed like it was something to laugh about. But as the time progressed on, like, it wasn't something to laugh about anymore. Like, it was overall like, man, it's messed up that he's dealing with this. And I think, and I know people will probably ask, like, well, what's leading him to these, like, outbursts and these, wild moments on Twitter? Because he hasn't really, I don't think he's posted anything recently on Twitter. Let me check real quick. I think I had unfollowed, I might have unfollowed him on Twitter, but anyways, Kanye, he posted something, Kanye 2024. Then he was posted how he voted. Then he was, then he was in the, like, polls voting. Then he's, like, filling out his ballot. Then, so it's, like, a lot of tweets from November of last year. And, it just, it seems like, when did he go off in November, or was it, I think, no, it wasn't, like, it was a while ago when he went off. I think it wasn't during the summertime. I can't remember exactly when, but anyways, but yeah, he just seems like he's, like, really out of it. And it's not something that I find funny anymore. Like, I remember when, Kanye, when he was going off on them cameramen and he was, smashing cameras, yelling at people and stuff, hitting his head on signs, taking it out on everybody in the area. Like, to me, that was funny. But then as the time progressed on, it just seemed like, man, this honestly is like a cry for help. Like, in Kim, I think she was doing everything in her power to help him. So it's like, shout out to Kim for that. But he just, I think that's what it was, is that he ran off to Wyoming. I think, he owns like a ranch out there. So he ran off out there and just, blocked her out, was all like, oh, she's, trying to I think that's what it was. And people was all like laughing at them, was that he tried to say she was doing some Get Out stuff. Like, she was, and for those that haven't seen that movie, so Get Out was overall, so it was like one of those like crazy, it seemed like it could have been like a Twilight Zone episode, but it was this like wild movie where this guy was going on this like little vacation with his girlfriend. Well, long story short, his girlfriend and her family was like taking black people and was like using them for their own like benefit. It wasn't like no slavery type stuff. It was more so like, it was not supernatural, but it was just like, it was like some Twilight Zone type stuff. Like, they were taking parts of their brain and putting it in black people's brain, and then was like, overall, it's such a weird, like, you guys would have to see the movie, because I feel like the way I'm describing it, it's like, bruh, it's like, it comes off as like, bruh, it didn't even sound like you've seen the movie. I have seen the movie. I've seen it numerous times, but that's overall, like, no, like, that's, like, jokes aside, that is the movie. Like, they were taking, their, like, white people was taking their brains and putting it in black people's brains, and then, like, camera flashes and the woman spinning her spoon across a teacup, like, that's what will put them in, like, a sunken place. It's such a weird movie. But anyways, Kanye was trying to say Kim was doing that to him, and that wasn't the case at all. Like, honestly, I just didn't understand why Kanye would compare his relationship to probably the most fictional movie of, when did that movie come out? I think that movie came out in like 2017. But hold on for a second. I'm looking it up. It was like, I think it was 2017. It did get good ratings. Rotten Tomato gave, 2017. I'm like, bro, you can't compare your real life marriage to the most fictional movie of probably the most best and the most fictional movie of 2017. Like, you can't do that. Like, that's just not. People are going to look at you, and that's like was making memes out of him and was laughing at him and stuff. Because it's like, bro, what is you talking about? So, yeah, and Kim, I'm like, that was one thing that I wish I could have seen was how was she taking all of this when he went on this like crazy Twitter rant and stuff, because it was, it was a lot. Like, if y'all, like, you probably could go find what he said on YouTube or just overall look it up, like Kanye West Twitter rant, and it'll probably be the most latest stories, or you can watch or like just read all of the articles or videos or whatever it is out there that covers the Twitter rants that he done had. But the last one was like, that was probably the most wildest one. But that's one thing that does like, linger in my mind. Like, how was Kim taking all of this? And she had to have been obviously sad about it. They might have talked about it in her TV show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians or something. I think that's actually, no, I don't think that show is on anymore. I don't know. But anyways, but they probably will cover it and overall show how she feels. It's going to probably be like a crazy series finale if they haven't showed that show like yet or anything. I don't know. But anyways, so but it was like a while. I don't know what they have planned for that. But anyways, so anyways, like Kanye and Kim, they ended up like, coming together and stuff and was hanging out with their kids. But then that's what got leaked out was Kim and Kanye in this car having a conversation. You can like see visibly Kim was crying like when talking to Kanye. So obviously she had to be expressing how she felt about what he was saying. Cause that type of stuff, I'm like, I know I deal with my, issues and problems. Maybe not to his extent, because I feel like Kanye's been through a lot more than me. So I can't really compare myself to him, or I can't say this is what I would do in this situation, because I'm overall talking on my experiences. I'm not talking on his experiences. I don't know his whole life, so I can't say, oh, in this situation I would do this. I will hope and pray and think that if I was in his shoes, that I wouldn't have went down the route that he went down. But that's the thing. I'm like, if you're living his life, most likely 99% chance you're going to do exactly what that person does if you are living their life, if you understand their story. So I understand his story, and there's even been times where I've kind of had some moments on social media where I've just, went out and rant about stuff. I just recently did it. I went and started ranting about YouTube. I wasn't saying no crazy things, saying like, oh, YouTube, they're trying to put me in a get out situation and take my brain. Like, no, but I did it today. I just went off on YouTube on how they will allow far more worse videos than mine, porn stars, and all these other crazy things on YouTube, but they take my videos down. Like, I'm not trying to talk on that, for this, for like this episode's sake, but I'm just saying, like, it happens, people will have a moment on social media where they just go off about stuff. So I've even had it on videos and things where I've just went off about things, and I've talked about stuff that affects me personally. So it happens. Like, it's a thing that happens. And it's like, if you think that it doesn't happen, or it's, just wait until it's your turn. Like, that's all I'm going to say. Like, when it's your turn, because honestly, I see life as like a game. You'll see somebody like when they it's like overall, to compare life to something, it's like a game of tag. Like, once when you're it, like you're gonna have to show like overall people are gonna have to see what you're going to bring to the table. So I guess like it just seems like, I don't know, that's like, I feel like that's an example that for me at least it's gonna receive some mixed reviews. Like, I don't know, but overall, like, but jokes aside, like, I do see life as like a game. And once when you're in control, like, some things is gonna happen. So, but anyways, back on Kim and Kanye. But it did show where she was like, crying when them like photos got leaked out. She was crying, and Kanye just seemed like, he was having little reactions to it and things like that. So I'm like, bruh, like, go in for a hug, or like hold her hand, or like just let her know that you're like there. But at the same time, it's like he really wasn't, because he was going out saying a bunch of crazy things on social media about her. I'm like, yo, my thing is, because that's the one thing I'm like, I can't speak on Kanye. I can't, overall like say any judgmental things or, overall just have like an opinion on him. So overall, what I'm getting ready to say, it shouldn't matter. Don't take it to the heart. Like Kanye, if highly doubt that Kanye is going to be listening to an episode of the TMossBoss show, that would be crazy to me. I'm like, if somebody were to post Kanye listening to my podcast, I'm like, what, like, and if it was this year, I'm like, wait a minute, 2021, like 2020 was such a wild year. 2021, all of a sudden, Kanye is listening to my podcast. I'm convinced that I am dreaming. I am convinced that I am dreaming, and I will find a way. Maybe I am in a get out situation. I'm in this sunken place, and I don't know how to get out. And I'm all like, and they decided to add that to the mix. Oh yeah, let's just throw it in there that Kanye is gonna listen to his podcast. Yeah, I'm like, I'm okay. So I'm dreaming at this point, and I need to find my way. If there's a button or a way, I'm like, I'm gonna find my way out of it and stuff. But anyways, but I felt like that it was wrong how he went off on Kim. Like you spoke so highly of this woman. You made it seem like that this was the woman of your dreams that you were doing. Because I think he was saying that he was like chasing after her. And he was really trying to get with her. So I'm all like, you have said that, but you turn around and do this. And that type of stuff, like, that makes you wonder, like, dang, does life hit you like that? Like, what happened? That's all my, like, I don't know how long have they known each other, but it's like, you kind of wish, like, that they would have known each other a little bit longer. Like, they would have been friends or cool with each other or something, rather than it just seemed like that their relationship was, like, rushed. Like, it seemed like they got together. Next thing you know, they were having a kid. Next thing you know, they were married. And I'm like, bro, it was like a lot of wild things going on between them two. So, anyways, it just seems like that they're both, like, very high public figures. Like, Kanye is one of the best artists of all time. Kim, she's one of the best models of all time. Definitely, they're, in their career paths, like, a lot of people look towards them. So, I feel like with your media attention and you're saying all these crazy wild things about her, and then her media attention is going to notice that, and so everybody's kind of focused on her, like, well, what's your move gonna be? And it's like, people don't deserve that. They don't deserve that type of pressure. And I feel like he definitely put her in a spot in her life where there was just too much pressure on her head. Like Kim, I'm like, just based off of what I've seen from her, she doesn't seem like a person that handles pressure too well, unless it's a situation where she's used to it. But I feel like in that particular situation with Kanye snapping on stuff, she's not used to that. She's not used to any of her boyfriends or husbands, whoever she's been in relationships or married to. She's not used to stuff like that. Even that one guy she was married to for like, what, there's like, say, like 70 something days or something like that. He didn't go out on social. Who was that guy anyways? Like, I'm like, I don't really follow the Kardashians that much. I don't really follow them at all. I think I might follow a couple of the sisters on Twitter, but I think I unfollowed them on Instagram because I'm like, nah, y'all post too much. Like, y'all need to chill out. Like, post like once a day or something. Y'all be posting like, they're like Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande, she'll post like 10, 15 photos talking about, oh, album coming out in an hour, album coming out in 45 minutes, album coming out. I'm like, Ariana Grande, we get it, okay? We set timers. If we are a fan of you, we set timers. We know that album is coming out at this time. So you can just chill out about that. Like, just post it once, like, when an hour, and then when the album is officially out, post it again. You ain't got to post, like, 15, 20 times. We know, okay? So, Ariana Grande, if you hearing this, like, to the people that's controlling my life right now, like, put that in where she hears my podcast so she can understand that. But, I don't know. I don't follow Ariana Grande. But anyways, jokes aside, I just really do feel like that it was wrong how he treated her. Like, that's some stuff I'm like, I don't think that you should, a woman that you claim you've been chasing, like, my thing is like, if I'm out here chasing a woman, right, and we get to that point where we have, like, a family together, kids, like, we married, all that stuff, and we got a lot of, like, media attention, I'm keeping that stuff private. Like, I gotta, like, work on that stuff, like, privately and things. And I just wouldn't want to put her in no situation where it's like that, because me, at the end of the day, I would feel really bad about it. Like, that's why I'm like, with any problems or any of that stuff that I have with people, I don't post about it online. I don't talk about it. I try to, like, face-to-face confrontation, like, okay, we gotta sit down and talk about this, because I don't want it to be an online situation, especially in a situation like that. I'm like, I don't want it to be an online situation, so we gotta sit down and talk about this. But yeah, I just feel like he put her in a tough spot. I'm like, yo, that's messed up, man. But I'm like, that's just my opinion. Like, like I said, I'm not living his life. I don't know necessarily what I would do if I was in his shoes. I might have done the same thing. I might have not done the same thing. But I just feel like that when you put yourself in a person's shoes and now you're living their life. So do you think because now that you're you as an individual, that's why I was like kind of talking on that with the Pop Hunter situation. It's like completely off topic all the way in the left field. But when people was getting on him because he cooperated with the cops when he was 14 years old. I'm like, when you guys was 14, y'all was living your own life. Now, if your life was much more difficult than his or much more easier than his, that was your life. That was your life choices. You were meant for your life. He was meant for his life. So it was like, when you put yourself in his shoes, do you honestly think something is going to change? No, you're going to have his mindset. You're going to have his heart. You're going to have his sadness, his anger, happiness. You're going to have everything that he has. You're not going to have your life, but you're living in his life. It doesn't, to me, it just doesn't work like that. If you're going to live somebody's life, you're going to live their life 100%. If not, then you cannot speak on their life. And that's why I'm all like, that's what I'm overall saying. Like, I can't speak on Kanye's life. I can't speak on his choices. So overall, I'm like, what I just said meant absolutely nothing. It is my opinion, but it's a pointless opinion, if that makes sense and stuff. But anyways, but I just overall think, and then with this situation with Jeffree Star, so because I was about ready to end this episode, but I'm like, no, let me talk on this real quick. When that news came out that Kanye West and Jeffree Star was sleeping around with each other, and that's what led to him divorcing, or Kim Kardashian divorcing him, until I had seen proof, I was not going to believe a thing. Probably like 10% of me was thinking like, dang, what if it's true? Because I'm like, yo, after 2020, really anything can happen at this point. But at the same time, I'm like, they don't know. I know for a fact that they don't know each other. And so what's dope about it was that Jeffree Star, he came out and cleared the rumors. He wasn't trying to... he probably did get like a lot of like people following him and some media attention, but overall he denied it. He straight up denied it and was all like, and I think that it ain't one of those things where it's all like, oh, a person doesn't want to get themselves exposed, so that's why they're denying it. No, he's denying it because it's not true. Like, that's just something that's very, very unlikely. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I didn't really believe it. Like I said, 10% of me believed it. But the 90% was all like cap. That major cap. So yeah, I just think people out there, they just try to start stories just to get a little viral and get some numbers towards their name. But other than that, if something's gonna be fake, it's gonna get exposed that it's fake. So anyways, but yeah, this whole situation was really crazy. Like with Kim and Kanye and Jeffree Star. It's crazy, man. But anyways, I just hope and wish and pray the best for all of them. Any anger that they got in them right now, I just hope, like, anger, sadness, depression, I hope all that stuff is gone out of them this year. I know it's going to take some time, but yeah, I hope and wish and pray the best for them. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Check out my merch store. A lot of merch is up right now. And in the meantime, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.